Alright, I'm back. I'm back from a conference I did with my job, and we actually stayed right by Harvard campus, which was real exciting. And there was a lot of cute boys. At this conference, though, it was a LGBT theater conference, as, that's my job. But there was kind of an issue there, where people didn't know how to be good allies. And yeah, it was a lot of the time with the same people, and the issue has been covered, but I have a YouTube channel, and other people don't know that, so I'm gonna do it on my YouTube. So this video is for cis people, straight people, white people, whatever, or people that have had experiences with allies, because, how do you communicate to them how what they're doing is not good? I didn't script this video, so it's gonna be a mess. While I was there, we had the issue of, these two straight cis women from California obsessing over wanting to be considered good allies while not actually listening to what LGBT youth were saying. They would constantly go after the trans youth and other people like that, not speaking to the adults or anything, and not listening when they were told to, leave them alone. I myself only had one run-in with them, and I was very happy that I did, but that one run-in, oh my god. They told us this story about this trans person that was in their company. And they started it off dead-naming them and misgendering them, and we didn't even know until they were almost done with the story. And then after that, they continued to misgender them. Not with their, birth gender, as this was, to my knowledge, a binary trans man. They would use they pronouns for him, which is also misgendering. It's transphobic to call somebody who is trans by they pronouns when they do not go by those. Calling a trans man they as opposed to he is I would say it's no better than calling them she, but that's not true. But it's only a tiny, tiny step above that. These people were also only interested in hearing the sob stories. We would try to tell them, you can... don't do that! And then they'd be like, oh, tell us your story, tell us, and then wouldn't listen, and then they would talk over us. It was ridiculous. And they should not be going after people who, at the youngest, were 14, asking them personal questions, like surgeries, asking about their birth name, asking about all this stuff that people are not comfortable saying. So tip number 1, do not put the emotional burden on the people that you are speaking to. Google exists. It's real nice. If you want to ask questions, and if you can't find them online even, make sure you ask the person first if you can ask them questions, because I personally am perfectly fine answering questions from cis people that do not understand. But don't just go up to, like I said before, a 14-year-old and ask them about their genitals. What? There was a run-in with another person who actually did this several times, where she would go into spaces that were exclusively for certain minority groups and speak over them. A second tip is do not speak over people. This person went into a trans naming group. There was another cis person in here, but he actually had reason to be there. We were working with dead names and such, but also with the cultural connection our names have. And this person, he, I believe, was Puerto Rican, and he had a very Americanized name from his living situation. And he wanted to explore a more, culturally significant name. Culturally significant name. There we go. But this other person, oh boy, she came in and she decided that she was going to work with a culture that was not her own. She decided she was going to work with, I forget the specific language, but Native American culture, choosing to call herself, I believe it was Tala, which meant wolf. And like, oh my god, middle school self, can I just say real quick? And she worked with this, even though she is like entirely white. She does not self-identify as a person of color or anything. She's entirely white, and she's cis. She's comfortable with her gender, with her birth sex, which she also vocalized. And as the workshop went on, it was split into two parts, and I had to leave during one of them as some stuff was going on. But I was told that during the end, there were supposed to be 5 performances for this group of about 20 people, with 2 of the cis people in there. The other one that was actually respectful had left during that one. He knew that he should not have been there. And so we had 5 people perform. One of them was this girl. I did not hear the entirety of her performance secondhand, but she went up and she goes, "I am Tala, she-wolf of Akron." Like, oh my god. Oh my god. And she and the other 2, like, cis straight women that I talked about before really, like, got a lot of microaggressions with people. It was bad. This same person had also gone to a blackout workshop, explicitly stated to not only be for people of color, but for black people. Like, that is what that was for. It was in the title. And then she goes in, and everyone else there was black. Like, how does she not get the hint already? And there was already this, like, tension that she should not have been there. And after, I want to say 10 minutes went by, again, I heard this secondhand because, wow, I'm extremely white passing. Who'd have thunk I wasn't in that workshop? For those of you that don't know, I'm actually Mexican. I'm mixed, so there's your fact for the day. But she went into this, workshop where she was not wanted, and so after about 10 minutes, the person running this workshop asked her, like, why are you here? Asked her if she identified as a person of color or anything like that, and she was like, no, I'm just here to observe. And they were like, you do realize this is, like, a black-only space. Like, that is what this is. And she just stayed. She just wanted to observe, but, like, really? Don't go into other people's spaces. Don't speak over them, as I've already said. This video is less advice and more just me bitching about things. So, yeah, know when you're not supposed to be somewhere. Like, oh my god, it was so bad. My room is so bad, too. Another thing is, don't get irritated with people wanting to have a safe space, less in the fact of, like, wanting everywhere to be a quote-unquote safe space, but, like, this was literally a conference where we were talking about our experiences as LGBT people, and also, like, there were workshops for people of color. And so, there was this girl that was, basically, she was throwing a hissy fit because she wasn't allowed to go to a trans dinner, where we literally talked about dysphoria and stuff, and she was crying, throwing a fit over it. Like, let people have their spaces. Let us talk about our experiences without the fear that comes with being around cis people. Like, yes, you may say, oh, there's no reason to be nervous around me, but it really, there are some things you just can't say. People need to be able to talk to people with the same experiences. there were a lot of issues with people not knowing their places at this conference. Oh, God. I don't even know what to say at this point. I had something else I wanted to talk about, but it just... Basically, just don't talk over people. Don't pry. Don't out them. That's another one I wanted to talk about. Do not out people. You should never tell somebody that somebody is trans without their consent. Like, yes, I personally don't have an issue with people knowing I'm trans, for the most part. Some people do not want people to know at all. Other people want everyone to know. You never know. So, like, don't go up to people and be like, oh, my trans friend so-and-so. Like, it's a dangerous thing to out people. You will probably never understand if you are, like, white, cis, straight, all that. You will not understand what it's like to go out every day in fear of getting murdered. You do not have to hide your identity to keep yourself safe. That's so really hot. Oh yeah, by the way, I am not wearing pants. I would show off my boxers, but I also do not want to flash the camera because, yeah, I don't want my dick on YouTube. I got really distracted from what I was supposed to be saying. So, yeah, don't out people. Don't make us afraid of being alive more than we already are. And honestly, in my personal experience, you can say you have a trans friend, just don't tell them who I am without asking me. Like, oh my god. For the most part, honestly, just listen to what people have to say. Don't ignore them, don't speak over them, I keep repeating myself, but it's the truth. So, hopefully I'll get this video edited fast. I have another one from a while ago where my friend did makeup on me, but my phone died and ran out of space, and he never sent me the rest of the videos, so I can't really do that. But, like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you guys next video. Bye.